In a quaint little village, nestled deep within a circle of tall, silent mountains, lived a young girl named Lina. You couldn't miss her. Not really. She was the one with the brightest smile and the tiny lantern she carried everywhere she went. It wasn't a grand lantern, mind you. Its light was a soft, gentle flicker, not very strong at all. But to Lina, this small lantern was her most treasured possession, more precious than any toy or treat. Every evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountain peaks, a familiar ritual would unfold in the village. The villagers would light their large, ornate lanterns, and soon the cobblestone streets would be bathed in a warm, powerful glow. Lina would watch, her small hands clutching her tiny lantern, and a familiar wish would bloom in her heart. If only my lantern were bigger, she would whisper to the evening breeze, a note of sadness in her voice. If only it could shine as brightly as theirs. She longed for her light to join the chorus of bright lamps that chased away the shadows, to feel like she was part of the village's brilliant tapestry of light. One night, the sky turned a menacing shade of gray. The wind, once a gentle whisper, began to howl like a hungry wolf. A terrible storm descended upon the village, a fury of nature unlike anything the villagers had seen in years. The wind tore through the streets with incredible force, and the rain came down not in drops, but in solid, heavy sheets. One by one, the large, proud lanterns that lined the streets sputtered and died, their flames extinguished by the relentless wind and rain. The village, once so bright and welcoming, was plunged into an unnerving, absolute darkness. Fear, cold and sharp, crept into the hearts of the villagers. They stumbled out of their homes, calling out to one another, their voices swallowed by the storm's roar. They gathered in the main square, a huddle of frightened figures, unsure of what to do, unable to see their own hands in front of their faces. The world had become a chaotic void of wind, rain, and impenetrable black. It was then, in that moment of collective despair, that a small, steady light appeared. It was Lina. She stepped forward from the crowd, her face set with a determination that belied her young age. In her hand, held high, was her tiny lantern. Its light was still just a soft, gentle flicker, but in the overwhelming darkness, it seemed as brave as a bonfire. The storm couldn't touch its flame, sheltered as it was by its careful design and Lina's loving hands. "I can help," she said, her voice clear and strong, cutting through the noise of the storm. Holding her little lantern high, Lina became a beacon in the blackness. She guided the villagers, her small light carving a safe path through the dark and treacherous streets. She led a trembling elderly woman back to her doorstep. Making sure she was safely inside, she helped a young family find their way to the sturdy community hall, their children clinging to their parents, their faces illuminated by the gentle glow. One by one, group by group, she helped them all navigate the chaos. Her tiny light, once a source of her secret sadness, was now their only guide, shining steadily and without faltering. Soon, all the villagers were gathered together in the village's strongest shelter, a large hall built of stone and thick timber. They huddled together, cold and damp, but safe. The only light in the large room was the soft, warm glow from Lina's lantern, which she had placed in the center of the floor. It wasn't much, but it was enough. It pushed back the darkness, and with it, the fear. Warmed and comforted by the small flame and by Lina's incredible courage, a sense of calm settled over the group. They were together, they were safe, and it was all thanks to the little girl and her tiny light. The storm raged for what felt like an eternity, but finally, its fury subsided. The wind softened to a sigh, and the rain tapered off into a gentle patter before stopping altogether. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky in shades of pink and orange, the villagers emerged from the shelter. The village was a mess, with debris scattered everywhere, but everyone was safe. They gathered around Lina, their faces filled with gratitude. The village elder, a man with a kind face and eyes that held the wisdom of many years, stepped forward and placed a gentle hand on Lina's shoulder. "Your lantern may be small, Lina," he said, his voice warm and full of admiration. "But last night, your kindness and your courage made it shine brighter than all of our big lanterns combined." Hearing his words, Lina looked down at a small lantern, then up at the smiling faces of her fellow villagers. A feeling of immense pride and happiness swelled in her chest, chasing away any lingering traces of her old wish. Her eyes sparkled, reflecting the gentle flame of her lamp. For the very first time, she truly understood. It wasn't the size of the lantern or the strength of its light that truly mattered. What mattered was the goodness and the courage in the heart of the person who carried it. From that day forward, Lina never wished for a bigger lantern again. She carried her small one with pride, its gentle glow a constant reminder of the night she became a hero. And in the village, her lantern was given a new name. It became known as the Little Lantern of Hope. It stood as a beautiful, enduring symbol for everyone, a testament to a simple yet powerful truth, that even the smallest, most humble light, when guided by a brave and caring heart, has the power to guide others through the darkest of storms. It reminds us all that within each of us, no matter how small we may feel, is a light capable of making a world of difference. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me. If it touched your heart, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more stories that warm the soul. See you next time.